I just wish my daughter would stop waking up in the middle of the night. The finger on the monkey's paw curled. It's been almost a decade since I last saw my mother, and she still reminds me every day that if I misbehave again, she'll take my hearing too. The saying is always, "New year, new me," whenever a new year starts, which is fine by me, since I'll just wear and be someone else like I always do. My grandmother died giving birth to my mother, who died giving birth to me. As I feel my consciousness slip away, I pray that my baby is a boy. They say we have a primal sense, that we can just feel someone is watching us. It's been a few weeks now, and it's clear that you do not have that sense. Last night, my 6-year-old daughter's bedroom door opened and closed, her little feet running across the floor to the bathroom in the hallway. Before I could go back to sleep, my daughter's bedroom door opened again, her whispering, "Where's my doll?" When I was a toddler, a drug-addled homeless woman ran up to my father, ripped me from his embrace, and sprinted away. She knew she couldn't physically stop my father from jumping off the overpass. But thanks to her, I didn't die with him. My wife told me she thinks that she's going mad as she keeps hearing voices in our house. After she committed suicide, my girlfriend helped me remove all the hidden speakers from around the house. I put up some pretty solid posts last night, but I woke up this morning and noticed that almost all of them got taken down. I can't help but wonder if they made it past the fence that easy. Who's to say they aren't already inside? At long last, we finally found Waldo. Our faces were horrified when we saw our friend's lifeless body and a note from the kidnapper saying, "Sorry, but you were too late." The priest told me the scratches on my walls were just from rats, but rats can't whisper my name when the lights go out. We were so happy that the first message from space was, "Hi." We spent 40 years constantly blasting signals into the cosmos before receiving the second part of that message. As I lay in bed immobilized by sleep paralysis, I could see a faceless, shadowy black figure with a wide-brimmed hat standing in the bedroom doorway, staring at me with burning red eyes. I closed my eyes tight, and when I opened them again, I found myself standing in the bedroom doorway, staring back at myself. She gently rocked her newborn, whispering lullabies, ignoring the nurses pounding on the locked nursery door. "They said you died during birth," she cooed, smiling at the bloodied bundle. But what do they know? Because they said I died too. "Did you kill our baby?" I asked my husband. "Don't rush me," he answered as he picked up the knife. I went live today. 2,341 watching, 973 comments, 402 likes. Not bad for the last person on Earth. I woke up to a Polaroid of me, sleeping, wrapped up comfortably in bed. On the back, written in thick black ink, "I locked the door for you." Missing white women always get more attention, I noted after watching the lengthy news segment. The news didn't cover my other abductions at all. My therapist praised me for finally learning to separate hallucination from reality, but she disappeared the moment I questioned her face changing mid-sentence. "Save me, please!" screamed the woman as she ran down the street. The wind whistling through the dark, empty street was the only response she got. My brother was the best at making shadow puppets on the wall. After he died, though, the shadows remained, and I really don't like the shapes he's starting to make with them. 911, what is your emergency? She misdialed. Goodbye. She said the man in the corner was watching us, and I laughed because no one was there. Until the man whispered in my ear, "I told her you wouldn't believe it." After my wife died, I spent a decade delving into the occult, hoping to find the spell that would bring her back. At first, I thought the spell didn't work, but then her urn crashed to the floor, and the ashes inside started slowly moving towards me. The man said that if I told the police what I saw, he would kill me too. I told him that if he didn't kill my parents, I would tell the police what I saw. I could feel eyes watching us as we started to explore the abandoned asylum. As we passed the shadowy stairwell, I could feel the weight of their hands grabbing me by the ankles and dragging me down into the dark. "Someone must have a secret admirer," said my new coworker when a dozen red roses arrived for me. I started to panic when I read the note, signed by my ex, that simply said, "Found you." "Fuck, I hate being alone," I said to myself. "I know," replied a voice from my closet. After Grandpa passed, the family parrot kept his memory alive by shouting at us in his voice. The parrot died last week, but Grandpa keeps calling our names. I woke up after a nice, long nap. I just wished I could figure out why the preacher and everyone at church were freaking out when they saw me. I was having a good time going through the family photo album until I noticed a strange man in the background of all of my pictures. The boy cried as he stared at the mess on the floor. "Don't worry, son. The first kill is always the hardest," his father said reassuringly. Just like any good mother, I tuck my daughter into bed every night. I just hope this time she wakes up. He thought he was safe when they finally stopped pounding on the door and screaming for him to let them in, until they started scratching from inside the walls and pleading with him to let them out. The echoing drip in the bathroom is becoming annoying. Who would have thought it took this long for a body to bleed out? My date surprised me with flowers at my door. I never told him where I lived. I don't know which was worse, when death came for all, or that it ignored me completely. I saw a man standing in the corner of my room, but it was probably just my sleep paralysis, so I decided to ignore it and rolled over. My wife nudged me in the middle of the night and said in a quiet voice she heard voices from the other room. "Shh," I whispered. "It's probably the people that live here." I always love watching this paranormal ghost investigator channel on YouTube. Oh, I find it strange that his latest video is him showing up at my house.